Every sport got their figurehead, their star athlete, the person that everyone knows, that everyone idolizes, and that everyone loves. And weightlifting isn't an exception to that. We had plenty of Carlos Nazar, of Ilya Ilyin, of Sohrab Moradi, and yet one guy, some 40 years ago, was significantly better than all of these lifters that I just mentioned. His name was Viktor Solodov. Back in 1984, in the 90 kilo weight class, he snatched 190 kilos, which is 1 kilo more than Sohrab Moradi's best snatch ever, and he clean and jerked 233.5 kilos, which is just half a kilo over Sohrab Moradi and Ilya Ilyin's best result in competition, while weighing 4 kilos less. But why don't we know him? Well, that's a little bit of a complicated answer, and I think there is multiple ways to go about this, but the main one, I would say, is timing. So Viktor Solodov happened to lift in an era where we had a lot of very great weightlifters. And of course, there is a counter argument to that. Many lifters that were pound for pound a little bit worse than him still got plenty of recognition. You can think about the likes of Anatoly Pisarenko, who is quite a lot under Solodov in the pound for pound rankings. And yet, everyone knows Pisarenko, no one knows Viktor Solodov. But while Solodov was an exceptional weightlifter, he wasn't exactly a flamboyant lifter. His career was really short. It only spanned from 1983 to 1986 internationally. And despite being ultimately the best the 90 kilo weight class had ever seen, he only won one world title and one other major competition, which was the Friendship Games. His first world title loss was in 1983, and it was to the man that people will remember most as the best 90 kilo lifter ever, who is Blagoy Blagoev. Blagoy Blagoev isn't only a great 90 kilo lifter, he is the best snatcher in the history of the sport of weightlifting. He did 195.5 kilos at 90 kilos, which is, to this day, the best snatch ever, which is better than Lasha Tahadze, which is better than Luke Zerjun, better than every lifter that you can think of. And of course, Solodov lost to him. He lost to him more than once, but the most important one was, of course, in 1983. It was his first major competition, and he was in fantastic shape, to be honest. He snatched 185, and he clean and jerked 225, which by itself is right around the best that any 94 kilo lifter had ever done. But Blagoev snatched 190, and that was basically unbeatable. Now still already, Solodov attempted 235 kilos in the clean and jerk, 2 kilos over what we've seen any person around this body weight do in the last 25 years, basically. But once again, not enough. His actual rise to fame, you could say, was in the Friendship Games in 1984. So in 1984, the Soviet Union skipped the Olympics. In 1980, the US skipped the Olympics in Moscow, and so as retaliation, the Soviet Union skipped the Olympics in Los Angeles. Now, this had a major impact on many of the top Soviet lifters of the time, and of the top Bulgarian lifters of the time too. But Solodov, to me, might be the one whose legacy was affected the most by missing out on the 84 Olympic Games. Because had the 190 233.5 performance taken place at the Olympics, he would widely be remembered as one of the best weightlifters of all time, which he is. But now this video might be the first time you've heard of Viktor Solodov, maybe ever, or maybe in a very long time. And that's a little bit of the issue. The truth is that in weightlifting, performances alone don't really give you the recognition that you deserve. Because weightlifting is a sport, and to be known as a great sportsman, you need to win great competitions. And the only actual title that Solodov will win was the 1985 World Championships, which he happened to win by a tie. It's the only ever time that this happened in the sport of weightlifting. Viktor Solodov and Anatoly Kropotkin, both from the Soviet Union, will tie exactly on the weight lifted and on their body weight to the second digit. Now think about it. This is a guy that ranks 4th in the all-time pound-for-pound rankings of the sport of weightlifting, and yet his only world title was a tied gold medal at the World Championships. No Olympics, no other world titles, and despite being the all-time world record holder in the 90 kilo weight class, he wasn't exactly very far above the pack. We have seen plenty of lifters, plenty is a little bit of an exaggeration, but we have seen a few lifters doing 415 to 420 kilos when his official record was 422.5 kilos. And the sad part is that after 1985 and his tied world title, he just wasn't able to maintain a level high enough to make it that the Soviet Union would consistently choose him over Anatoly Kropotkin. And just like this, it will be Kropotkin who will go to the Olympics in 1988 and become the Olympic champion, which kind of creates an arbitrary ranking in the head of people, placing in the top 3 of the 90 kilo weight class, Blagojev first, Anatoly Kropotkin second, and maybe, if people know him, Viktor Solodov third. But still, this guy, who basically retired after 1996, was truly an amazing weightlifter. 190 kilo is nothing to scoff at. In the 102 kilo weight class that existed for a few years leading up to the Paris Olympics, not a single lifter was able to lift 190 kilos. And in the clean and jerk, not a single lifter was able to lift over 233.5 kilos, which was Solodov world record. So whenever you're thinking about the best 94 kilos lifter ever, whenever you're thinking about the likes of Carlos Nassar, Ilya Ilyin, Sohrab Mardi, I would like you to remember the guy that is actually the highest pound for pound ranking lifter in this weight range, and it's Viktor Solodov, the guy that everybody forgot. Now, thanks for watching this one, and make sure to drop a follow to not miss out on the next video.